Hi, what do we do when we are anxious and our anxiety levels are becoming higher than what they were and they're hindering our normal activities? Let's see what you can do. As we saw, anxiety is a spectrum. It can be mild, slightly more severe, and extremely severe. Thankfully, there are a lot of things you can do before you go rush to a doctor and take medication. Let's see some simple things we have at our hand which we can do to combat anxiety. Firstly, when you're anxious, your brain sends signals to your body. So you may start feeling, slightly jittery, mouth going dry, and palpitations, etc. Now we'll do the reverse because you remember anxiety is when you feel there is a threat or a danger. And we will tell our brain, look, there is no danger. I am perfectly fine. So we let our body send message to the brain to calm. How do I do it? By your breathing. So the first thing you do when you feel you're getting anxious, sit down and do deep breathing. One way of doing it is take a deep breath, inhale and exhale very slowly through your mouth. Do this a couple of times. The second type of breathing to calm down is what's called as the 1-2-2 technique. That means if you inhale for X counts, hold for 2X counts, and exhale for 2X counts. So if I inhale for 4 counts, I hold for 8 and exhale for 8. Let's just try it. Inhale, hold, exhale, 1, 2, 2. After practice, you can even make it 1, 2, 4, a very long exhalation. So these two breathing techniques will calm your body. Your breathing becomes slow. The moment your breathing becomes slow, your brain will say, hey, the body is fine and don't worry. Let me calm. And your brain becomes calm. So you are doing a reverse. You're doing a reverse of what is normally done. Normally, your brain tells your body the signals, and now we'll make a body give signal to the brain and tell the brain to calm. This is the first thing you can do. The second thing is called as the 333 technique. Remember that your anxiety starts with your mind, with your thoughts. I have to take an interview. Being anxious about an interview is fine, but then my thoughts start racing. I can't sleep the night before. Hey, what if I forget something they ask during the interview? Are you going to forget? No. You think, right? It's a thought. And next, another thought comes. Okay, if I forget and all that, I may not get selected in the interview. Do you know it? No, you don't know. You're thinking. And if I don't get selected, then I have to pay so many EMIs. What will happen? I may lose my house. So, one after the other, a train of thought comes. So it's very crucial to remember that your anxiety starts with your mind, with your thoughts, right? So this 333 is a very simple technique to divert your mind. You have to divert your mind. The same thing we do with breathing. Because when the mind is agitated and the brain gets the signals and tells your body, hey, run, you know, we are doing the reverse. So in the 333, the first three is look around for three things around you and make a description of it. Oh, here is a tub of clothes of my granddaughter. There is a yellow t-shirt on top. I think she may wear it to her daycare tomorrow. And on this side, there is a mirror. So I'm seeing a tiger being reflected on the mirror. And in front of me is a laptop. So there are so many people listening to this video. So the moment you look at three things around you and make a description about it, that's the first three. The second three, hear three sounds and again make a description about it. I see a car going by. From the sound of it, it looks like a small car, could be an item or a Suzuki. And oh, here I'm hearing the sound of a bird. This sounds like a myna. It could be a myna because there are no sparrows here. I heard a thud in the kitchen. Maybe my husband is having a glass of water and he dropped the glass. So, three sounds around you. Register them and describe them. And the last three is make three movements. Clap your hands, okay? And then do some neck exercise. And then maybe move your shoulder over. Three things. You can even stand up and do. I'm sitting and doing because I'm recording this. So, three things around you, three sounds around you, and three movements. Why? Because your mind is occupied in that. Your thoughts get diverted. Remember, your anxiety is done by your thoughts. It's pushed by your thoughts, one after the other, one after the other. So all these three will take you about 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. And in that time, the mind would have got diverted and it would have calmed. It's a very beautiful technique. Next, people who have anxiety issues label themselves. Today, there is so much of information. You say, I see kids, school kids, 8th standard, 10th standard, saying, they come and say, Auntie, I think I have a mental health issue. How were we? I was a happy child, nothing bothered. I had a lot of stress, but didn't label. So you read in the Google, you say, oh, if these things happen, then you are a mental health patient. Don't label yourself. Don't say, I am an over anxious person, and some feel like they're proud. I'm an anxious person. I'm a person with mental health issues. Don't identify yourself with your problem. Don't become the problem. You're inviting it, right? It is anxiety. And any issue is like, okay, I'm having a headache. I have something, I can do something about it. I don't have to necessarily go and take a pill for my headache. I know my acupressure point. I'll do it. Right? I have a stomach ache, so I will fast in the night. So there are solutions, right? So your anxiety, don't label it as a mental health issue. Oh, it's a problem. I have to take care. Very, very important. The moment you start doing it, you keep reinforcing. You keep reinforcing. Next, the people with anxiety issues, they normally fall into two kinds. The first kind are people who are so closed, they will not disclose it to anybody. They will suffer in silence. Nobody knows, that internally they're boiling. And they are the other kind who do nothing but talk about it 24/7. They tell their husband, their children, their family, their friends, everybody is fed up. They say, oh, this person comes, she's going to talk only about this, about her fears and etc. They're two extremes, right? So by not telling anybody, you are just bottling it up. Normally, you see, counselors and psychiatrists are different. Psychiatrist will give you some medicine. A counselor will just listen to you. They'll give you a 1 hour schedule and simply listen to you and give you some good suggestions. A counselor for anxiety may give you exactly what suggestions I'm giving you. Do this 333 technique, do breathing technique, etc. Only thing is they'll charge you a huge amount. Right? So identify one or two persons maximum, enough. One is even good enough. From your family, friends, co-workers with whom you can talk about your fear. But make sure that that person is matured enough to tell you where you're going wrong in your fear and help you through it. So by just talking to one person, you sort of unburden yourself. You don't clutter it up. And you may get some good suggestions. Don't go on discussing it with everybody and thinking about it, because it gets reinforced. It keeps getting enforced. Next, a very beautiful thing you can definitely do is start treating your mind as a separate entity. In fact, entire Bhagavad Gita, the mind is treated as an entity which is the source of all trouble to mankind. Everything originates there. What is mind? Thoughts, right? All this anxiety, fear, obsessive compulsive disorder, they're all originating in the mind. They're all thoughts about something which may never happen, but your mind is playing a game with you. So push your mind out. Tell your mind, I know you are driving me these thoughts. You're pushing, you have a big reservoir of thoughts which you can churn out and you're throwing it at me. I'm not going to fall a bait. Okay? Even if you're going to do all that, in spite of which I am going to carry out my activities in the way I want. Hold a dialogue and calm your mind. You say you keep quiet. Because remember, it is a separate entity. It is a separate entity, and it is the one which causes the cause of everything. Our fears, our anxieties, our aspirations, our desires, everything springs from there. They're all only thoughts. The moment you know it's a thought, then you know it's not reality. Clear? So try to, it may sound crazy, trying to hold a dialogue, but trust me, it helps. Trust me, it helps. Okay? And the best thing you can do is get into something very creative. There is no age for creativity. Creativity is something very unique to us. And in any creative activity, it could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be putting a rangoli, it could be embroidery, it could be acting. Any creative activity, writing, involves your prefrontal cortex, reasoning, creativity, thinking, communication. So that part of the brain becomes active. And the limbic brain, that is the primitive brain, which causes all these emotions, that will take a backseat. And don't say, what can I do creative? You can do so many things. I know a friend who started learning pottery after retirement. Now he does beautiful pots. He bought that potter's wheel. He does beautiful pots, paints them and gives them as gift. There's another student of mine who does beautiful painting of glass bottles. And she makes lamp shades, flower vases, so many things out of it, and then gifts it to people. You can start writing. You don't have to write a novel. You don't have to write poetry. Just start writing about your day-to-day activities. Every day, something for which you're thankful, gratitude, or something which struck you, a beautiful thing you saw, just write it. Writing involves a lot of creativity. Start reading, learn music, start singing, start chanting, learn, do anything. So creativity will strengthen your prefrontal cortex, brain, and your reasoning will become stronger, and your emotional hijacking will reduce. So now you see you can do a lot of things to control your anxiety. You don't have to go and pop anxiety pills. Okay? And every anxiety is not a traumatic event or a stressful event. No, a lot of it can be controlled by us through some of the techniques I have told you.